Biden administration leans on Tesla for guidance in renewable gas coverage reform. U.S. President Joe Biden not often mentions electric vehicle maker Tesla, NASDAQ, TSLA, Inc. in public. But privately his administration has leaned at the company to help craft a new policy to allow electric-powered cars (EVs) to benefit from the country's rewarding renewable fuel subsidies, according to emails reviewed through. The Biden administration contacted Tesla on its first day in workplace, marking the start of a sequence of conferences on the topic between federal officials and groups linked to the EV industry over the months that followed, in step with the emails. The management's early and widespread outreach reflects that increasing the scope of the U.S. Renewable Fuel Standard (RFS) to make it a tool for electrifying the kingdom's vehicle fleet is one of Biden's priorities inside the fight towards climate trade. The RFS, which dates back to 2005, is a federal software that calls for transportation gas offered within the United States to incorporate a minimum quantity of renewable fuels. Until now, it's been more often than not a subsidy for corn-based ethanol. The White House's outreach to Tesla additionally suggests that, regardless of a public grudge match between Biden and Tesla founder Elon Musk, the Biden group attempted early directly to contain the carmaker in all its key policy pushes. Biden has set a goal to make 1/2 of all new automobiles sold in 2030 zero-emissions motors. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, which administers the RFS, is anticipated to unveil proposed adjustments to the policy sometime this 12 months, defining new winners and losers in a multi-billion-dollar market for credit, referred to as RINs, that has supported corn growers and biofuels manufacturers for greater than a decade. Early signs and symptoms are that the administration is leaning towards a rule that benefits carmakers like Tesla, giving them the greatest get admission to so-called errands, or electric-powered RINs. But the reform may also spread the subsidy to related industries too, like automobile charging businesses and landfills that supply renewable biogas to power flowers, in step with industry gamers. We have heard through the grapevine that car groups are certainly, genuinely going to like this rule, stated Maureen Walsh, Director of Federal Coverage with the American Biogas Council, SpeakMe at a convention in May. But she added, "We have all been scrapping at that pile." The idea of inclusive of electric-powered motors in the RFS has been beneath attention for years, however received steam as Biden's transition group zeroed in on EVs as a job-friendly method to the climate disaster. Transport debts for greater than a quarter of U.S. greenhouse gasoline emissions. The White House did no longer reply to requests for remark. The EPA stated it turned into consulting all interested stakeholders in its RFS coverage assessment. The contemporary RFS calls for oil refiners to combo ethanol and different biofuels into the gas pool or buy RINs from people who do. That coverage has spurred a monetary boom in Farm Belt states. But it has also angered environmental agencies who say the more corn production damages land and water at the same time as prolonging the technology of the internal combustion engine. Friends of the Earth, an environmental organization, has voiced disapproval over an ARIN application. The organization sees the RFS as a policy that has failed to increase manufacturing of new generation lower carbon fuels, while also harming the environment. It also sees increasing the program as a slippery slope towards growing the use of feedstocks for timber and wood waste, that may generate energy. The RFS should be reformed to tackle giveaways for grimy corn ethanol. It shouldn't be improved to encompass new giveaways for manufacturing unit farming and woody biomass, stated Friends of the Earth spokesman Lucas Ross. Turn to Tesla. On the morning of Biden's presidential inauguration in January 2021, EPA staffer Dallas Burkholder emailed a top Tesla lobbyist, Rohan Patel, to installation a meeting on a way to incorporate electric-powered automobiles into the RFS, consistent with the documents reviewed by using. They scheduled a meeting for per week later, data show. Since then, the Biden EPA has had additional meetings on the topic with Tesla, businesses representing biogas producers like Waste Management Inc. (NYSE), WM, and Republic Services Inc. (NYSE), RSG, and charging station companies like ChargePoint Holdings Inc., in keeping with the files. The EPA has additionally installation at the least one meeting with White House workforce contributors, such as climate advisor Ali Zaidi, to speak about the reforms, according to the emails. The Biden White House has been an unapologetic supporter of the EV industry, pinning lots of its climate hopes on getting extra electric vehicles on the street.